Most people go through life believing that being smart means having all the answers. They memorize facts, quote books, and collect degrees like trophies. But when real life begins, when pressure hits, when emotions rise, when uncertainty shows up uninvited, most of that knowledge doesn't help them. They freeze, they react, they fall apart. And deep down, you've noticed it too. You've seen intelligent people make poor choices. You've seen logical minds lose control in emotional storms. You've seen how smart often fails when life gets real. So here's the truth. Being smart isn't about knowing more. It's about seeing differently. It's not about how much you've memorized, but how deeply you can perceive. Real intelligence isn't loud. It doesn't shout. It observes, it adapts, it evolves. Today you'll learn 6 mental shifts that don't just make you appear smarter, they make you unshakably smart. The kind of person who moves with calm precision in a world of noise. The kind of person who commands attention without trying. No ego, no panic. Just quiet, unshakable power. Let's begin. Most people enter conversations like battles. They want to win, to dominate, to prove. But every time you argue to win, you trade connection for ego. The truly intelligent don't play that game. They listen not to reply, but to see. When someone disagrees, they don't attack. They get curious. They ask questions like, what makes you see it that way? What result are you hoping for? Have you ever looked at it from this angle? That's how they transform arguments into discoveries. Because when you stop trying to defeat people, they stop defending themselves. And truth finally reveals itself. This is how real persuasion works. Not through domination, but through understanding. When you ask instead of argue, your mind stays open. And open minds always grow faster. Next time conflict appears, don't rush to defend your point. Pause and ask one question with genuine curiosity. Your goal isn't to prove you're right, it's to uncover what's true. When something goes wrong, most people panic. They treat every mistake as a full stop. A failed test, a lost job, a rejection, a setback. But smart people zoom out. They don't see a single event, they see a pattern. They ask, what system produced this? What variable needs adjustment? What is life trying to show me here? They don't take failure personally. They treat it as data. Every failure carries information. Every frustration reveals feedback. When you zoom out, nothing is final. Everything becomes feedback. Whenever you feel stuck or disappointed, write this question. What pattern is repeating here? And what's the lesson hidden inside it? Answer it honestly. You'll notice the problem shrinks and the clarity expands. Because the person who sees the system never gets lost in a single scene, you waste more energy than you realize on things you cannot control. Traffic, timing, people's opinions. You replay moments that already happened and worry about moments that haven't yet come. The wise redirect that energy inward, to the only realm that truly matters, choice and response. Ask yourself, can I control this? If yes, act. If no, release. That's not giving up. That's strategic focus. Every time you stop fighting what's outside your control, you reclaim energy to master what's inside it. And that's what calm power looks like. Not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of attention. When anxiety hits, stop and make 2 lists, what I can control and what I can't. Then cross out the second list. That simple act tells your brain, return to power. Silence is the language of strength, but most people fear it. They fill every pause with noise, chatter, or nervous laughter. Because silence feels like exposure. It makes people face what's inside. But the intelligent know, silence is leverage. It's how you gather real information. In conversations, silence makes people reveal themselves. In thinking, silence lets the truth rise from the noise. The calmest person in the room usually controls the room, not because they dominate, but because they're not competing for space. Train yourself to hold 3 seconds of silence before answering any question or reacting to any comment. Those 3 seconds will teach you everything: who's patient, who's insecure, who's truthful, and who's bluffing. Silence isn't empty. It's full of information most people are too loud to hear. Someone says something rude. Something unexpected happens. Most people snap. They respond instantly, emotionally, blindly. But reacting is automatic. Observing is mastery. The wise mind pauses between what happens and how it responds. That small space, that single breath, is where all your power lives. Reacting means being owned by the moment. Observing means owning it. When you observe, you see motives instead of moods. You see patterns instead of chaos. You stop being pulled into the storm. You become the still point inside it. When something triggers you, silently repeat one word in your mind. Observe. Don't fight the feeling, just notice it. Name it. I feel anger. I feel dismissed. I feel pressure. Naming emotion reduces its grip. It's how your brain rewires calm into chaos. Observation turns emotional heat into mental clarity, and clarity is where power begins. We're taught to measure our worth through results, grades, income, validation, applause, but attachment to outcome creates a hidden anxiety loop. You're always chasing, never arriving. The truly intelligent understand something deeper. The goal matters, but the process defines you. When you love the process more than the prize, you become free. You still aim high, but you're not hostage to the result. You take the shot because it's who you are, not because someone's watching. This is how masters think. Athletes, creators, entrepreneurs, they show up daily, detached from reward, obsessed with progress. Because consistency beats intensity, and process builds peace. Choose one area of your life, learning, health, business, and define one simple daily process you'll do no matter what. Study for 30 minutes, move for 20, write for 10. Then focus only on completing the process, not on where it leads. Freedom begins when discipline becomes identity. You don't need to be the loudest. You don't need to have the highest IQ or the longest resume. You just need these 6 shifts. Ask instead of argue. Zoom out instead of spiraling. Focus only on what you can control. Embrace silence. Observe before reacting. Detach from the outcome. If you live by these principles, something subtle begins to happen. You stop chasing intelligence and start embodying it. You stop reacting to chaos and start directing it. You become the calm center in a world addicted to noise. That's real power. Quiet, grounded, unshakable. If this message is opening something inside you, pause for a second. Don't just agree. Apply one of these shifts today. Awareness without action is just entertainment. But the moment you practice what you've learned, wisdom begins. If this resonated with you, don't just scroll away. Hit like. Not for me, but to remind yourself that calm is strength. Come on, quiet power below. So I know you're part of the few who don't just listen, they practice. And subscribe. Because this isn't motivation, it's transformation. Let the world chase noise. You build stillness. Because in that stillness lives a kind of strength the world can't touch.